All right, everyone, here we go with the Soulmate Journey. I'll tell you what, I looked at the bottom of these before, we've been looking at the bottoms of them before we start the reading. It's just, today, it's a bit of a crack up. I kind of like this. One deck for the DF, one deck for the DM. Most of you watching the DFs, right? You call bullshit. This is outgoing bullshit, not incoming. You call bullshit on that, on somebody's act. Somebody's, yes, I'm fine, everything's good. It's just, I don't know. It's the King of Pentacles, their stability, they're good, I'm good. It's just, it feels off. It does. It feels off to you. Let's go. Let's shuffle the deck for the DF. Let's get this thing rolling. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Left Chair, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. I'm not a fucking Time Lord. All right, we got a whole playlist of these. We've been tracking it, tracking the soulmate cycle, driving down the freeway, Soulmate 101, since July of 2021, pretty much. So, you're all at different places here. This could be future influence for you. You could have already passed this point, or you could be here right now. Let's take a look. All right, let's see where we're at. I'm just flowing with the energy. That's all. Bottom of the deck of the DF side is the Sun. Something makes you chuckle. I chuckled. I did. I saw the Seven of Swords. I got the King of Pentacles. I chuckled. A little bit. A little bit. It was kind of funny. It reminded me of a roommate I had for a while. He was always a big phony. I talk about him all the time, but he was. The one that I used to have to pretend I didn't have the rant once in a while. That guy. Right? Just to make him feel good, just to stroke his ego. But he would do this. He would sit in the chair. He was an old man before his time. He was at the time, he was like a 24-year-old man that behaved like a 69-year-old. Sit there with the book and the legs. I mean, it's all a bunch of bullshit, right? It's just, there's some kind of chuckle here. All right, let's see where we go. The Six of Swords, yeah. Whoever this is, you'll move. The DF side is moving on from them. I don't know if this is your runner. I don't know if you're here about Timmy or Joey or Carla or Samantha. I don't fucking know. I have no idea who you're here about. I don't control that. I'm not the warlock on the hill. I'm flattered that you think I am. I'm a little weirded out that you think you might be. That you can just tune into a reading. I'm going to watch this reading for Timmy. Right? And you can just call that in. You can't. You cannot. I promise you. That being said, I don't know who this is, but you're done with them. And you're done with them with a chuckle. Because they're kind of laughable. They are a little bit. They are. There's plenty of people in my life that I've been done with and moved on from. People I've had soul connections with, and I've just had a chuckle about it. That, oh man, wow. Whoever gets them next, oh fuck. Right? So something along those lines. It's just what it is. I don't know who this is. Could be a family member, friend, whatever. Let's clarify. Six swords on this side. It's okay. It's cool. It's cool. It is what it is. We got low-level soulmates that come in here on these readings. We got high-level. Sometimes your runner shows up. The runners and the big soulmates tend to generally show up more in the big readings, the channel's main readings. The Soulmate Journey, it's interesting. You get to see some of the other characters, some of the other people in your soulmate cycle neighborhood, This is somebody you're just done with, and you're done with them with a chuckle. I don't know quite how to explain that to you. Other than that, you're okay with it. You're fine with it. I don't know. You might walk away thinking they're a dumbass. I have no idea. Let's go. Six of Swords. It's easy for you. You're happy about it. It's fine. No problem. Hey, I'm going to have to leave. It might be somebody who's been crashing at your place, and you're like, you didn't have the heart to tell them to leave, and they say, I didn't have the heart to say this, but I have to move out. And you're like trying to control your glee as you're like, oh, okay, well then, do you need any help packing? It's that kind of a thing. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Pentacles. It's crossing the center card that I'll pull here in a minute, both of which are red with the Sun. You've waited a long time for this. If it is, I wasn't that far off. If it is somebody who's been crashing at your place or staying with you or hanging around, you've been waiting a while for them to go. This is a big moment for you, whoever this is. This could be relatives that are staying with you and you got a soul connection with one of them and they're just showing up here. right? Oh, you guys are leaving? Oh, dang. Right? Darn it, you can hardly control the glee. I'm waiting forever for this. What's on top? Let's see where we go here. What's on top? The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you were afraid to get... I nailed it. I've already called it. I read the energy first, then I throw the cards. You know that. I said you were afraid to tell this person to leave. You didn't want to. You held back a lot. Also, I can take this energy and flip it and say, I'm also right. You're having a hard time holding back the miser, right? Holding back. He holds back the money. Holding back the fucking glee that you're done with this energy, or they're leaving. It is what it is. Center card. The Two of Cups. When I pair the Two of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles with the Sun, I just got one, which is what I'm doing. I've just got one thing to say to you. Life feels good again. Okay, it is. Hallelujah. There's your one word right there. All right, what's red with the Four of Pentacles? The Love Geese. I think, all jokes aside about you not being able to hold back the glee, let me go a little deeper in the energy than that. I think you felt like, sometimes, you felt like it was something you had to go through, whoever this person is. Whatever it is, you almost force yourself to do it. Whatever it is, I don't know. How do I describe this? Sometimes I feel like something's happening to me, and I don't know why, but sometimes I feel like I'm being punished for something. And when I get that feeling, I usually feel better about the thing. I allow it to happen. I'm like, well, I deserve this. You know, that kind of an attitude. I think you kind of felt like it. I think you kind of felt like you didn't have a choice here, because this is major arcana. We don't choose. The universe chooses. It opens a pathway. We use our free will to decide if we go down that pathway or not. But it's the card itself, the choice, is being used here in the sense of you feel like your hands were tied a little bit. But I think you were okay with that on some level. Okay? So who is this? A high-level family member, a King of Pentacles, a know-it-all, someone you're working with that's a Mr. or Mrs. Know-it-all. It can be that. A bossy pants. It can be that. It's usually a very nice, benevolent king. But I don't know. I feel a younger energy here and an older energy here. I just feel like that. You know, it has that, yay, the relatives are leaving vibe, you know, kind of thing to it. I don't know. Let's shuffle on it. DM side. What do we get? Let's talk about the DM side. What do we get? Tell me more. That played out really nice. I like that. I love how those cards fell. It really is. There's this whole you can hardly hold back your glee on this particular person. If it helps you figure out who it is, it might be future influence. I mean, this could certainly play out around the holidays if you got people coming to stay with you. You know, there's always that sense of elation when they leave. You know, or maybe not all of them, but one or two. You know, I mean, come on. All right, here we go. Whoa. Okay, so I got the Fool, and I got the Magician. And I got a Queen of Swords. I'm going to take the card that would have been on top, and I'm going to put it there. So I got a Queen of Swords and a Fool over here. I'll put them like that. And at the bottom, I've got a Magician. Okay, there's only one way to really, well, there's probably more than one way, but there's only one way to really read this. This is describing and randomly at the bottom of this is 10 swords. I didn't even know. This is describing a type of person. A person who just shows up unannounced, right? Makes you all kinds of promises that they're going to help out around or whatever, or it shows up in your life, in your house. It doesn't really matter. They make you all kinds of false promises. They overstay their welcome. They get all bossy. They take over. If this is a work situation, I wasn't that far off. I'm reading the energy anyway, whether I pull the cards or not. If this is a work situation, this is somebody in a work group or a work, environment you're in who isn't the boss and all of a sudden just takes over. And makes says they can do all kinds of things. I'll take care of this. I'll take this home and take care of it, and it never gets done. They don't know what the fuck they're doing at all. All right, and you don't even know how they got in the group. Usually with the Fool here, you don't even know what the hell happened. If it's somebody who's crashing at your place, a friend says they want to stay with you or whatever it is, I don't know. That this feels like a couch crasher that overstayed their welcome. It's kind of a thing along those lines. Again, you'll have to just catch my drift, But yeah, it's this energy has overstayed its welcome. All right. You're doing them a favor. It's also indicative of an energy where you're doing them a favor, right? And they're a dick to you. It's like, why are you being so cold? I'm helping you out. I'm letting and again, you might even fear this person a little bit. You might even, I got the Four of Pentacles here. You might have been afraid to ask them to leave because they might snap or they might whatever. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see where we go. Let's clarify the Fool, and the Queen of Swords, the Fool flying out of the deck. Yeah, okay, all right. All right, let's go. Here we go. Bottom of the deck is the Strength card. And the Moon, yeah. That's read with the Magician. It's crossing the center card I pull. The Ten of Wands. This person's a pain in the ass. This is a pain in your ass that no longer, I don't blame you for not being able to control your glee, but I want more. Center card, the Five of Pentacles. And the Strength card, how do I phrase it? I have known people like this. I'm pulling from life experience here. If you have never met anybody like this yet, you will. They make it hard for you to ask them to leave. They make it hard for you to exclude them. If it's a work environment, even if you hide your little work group and you all, let's not tell this person about it. Let's go have our meetings in the fucking water heater room, in the boiler room, right? They'll find you in there. It's hard to exclude this person. If this is a person who's crashing at your place, I can dig it. You're afraid to ask them to leave. It's because they make it hard. They have this way. There's this charm about somebody like this who they make you feel with the heart chakra. They know just how to rub the heart chakra just right. They do just enough where if they feel like they're going to get kicked out if they're staying with you, for example, they'll cook dinner. They'll do something great. They give the best foot massage you've ever fucking had, and you just rethink, well, all right, you can stay a couple more weeks. They make it really hard to exclude them. All right? They're just brilliant at it. It's in their energy. It's built into people like this. People like this have something built into their energy that they're just really good at getting their way, at charming people, getting extensions on things, all right? Anyway, what's read with the Ten of Wands? Yeah, the High Priestess. I wish I could clarify that. I suppose I can. I'm not going to. I don't really need to too much. There's always a motive with somebody like this, and I think you know that. And this may be your mistake. I'm not sure. A lot of times, because of this charm, making it hard to exclude them or hard to, you'll always grant them the extra couple of weeks they can stay. They just tug the heartstring just right. It's their energy plus what they do. You sometimes reveal some secrets to these people. And when you do that, you give them leverage. And you'll run with it. I don't have a devil here. I don't have to. I know this energy. It's a smoke and mirrors magician. I didn't say that. I should have. I'm sorry. It's a reversed magician. It's a trickster. Smoke and mirrors. All right. Good news is they're leaving. You're done with them. You're happy. You're happy as a bug in a rug. All right, there you go. Good for you. All right. In the future, though, or if this is future influence for you, you'll be able to spot people like this. Okay. There's something eerie about them. That's why the moon is underneath this here. There's always a hidden whatever, but there's something. It almost feels like black magic in some way. The way they can somehow convince people. And you'll see them, they'll do it to other people too. They'll go to stores and get deals that nobody else can get. They'll do it by schmoozing the clerk. Usually these are good looking people. Usually. All right. That gets them pretty far. You know, it is what it is. I've known plenty of people like this. They can live off couch surfing, this type of person for sure. They don't even need to have an apartment or a house or a place to live. They just bang their way through the city. That's all they do. It is what it is. Let's see where we go. So anyway, you're happy to be rid of them, and I don't blame you. You do, however, have a soul connection with this person, and I'm going to pull 3 cards and a crossing card on that soul connection. Okay? But you do have one, with whoever it is. All right? Here we go. Let's see where we're at. Tough energies to explain, but I think I've done it. At least enough for you to run with it. Lateral thinking. All you got to do is catch my drift. All right? Very happy for you, though. Every time I look at that sun, I just smile. Oh, my God, they're leaving. Yeah, change the fucking locks. Okay? Metaphorically speaking or literally. All right? All right, let's pull on your connection with this person. This is a soul connection for my people? This fucker? Really? What's going on here? Tell me about it. Tell me about it right now. What do we get? It is. Look at that. Look at there. There it is. 6 cups. It's soul connection. It's the environmental energy around it. The universe is like, yep, the fickle old gal said to me, yep, it's a soulmate, Steve. Really? Yep. Okay. Okay. All right. Yep. And a hermit underneath that. And a powerful one at that. I said this might be a lighter one. This is a pretty strong connection. Now, this doesn't mean it's your runner or something like that. It just means it's a high-level connection. It could be a high-level person in your life. I mean, a parent can act like this. This whole thing could play out as a guilt trip. You know, I need you to leave by Friday. Oh, but you know, we can save a lot of money and get a deal if we stay next. Oh, and I never get to see my granddaughter. Oh, fuck it. Hell, whip out the never get to see the granddaughter card. Fuck. Right? Oh, fine. Right, there you go. It's a bit of that. This is a high-level connection. This is they're part of your journey on the soulmate cycle. That card's Cancerian energies, Cancerian themed soulmate cycle we're in right now. That's what it's representing to me. Center card, the Knight of Swords. Crossing all of that. Interesting. I would say something like, if I were a regular tarot reader, I'd say, well, the Knight of Swords, this person's here to show you something, to challenge you, right? Yeah, no, they just piss you off. That's all they do. They piss you off, and they force you to grow by pissing you off. It is that kind of thing. I mean, I don't know how else to put it, you know. I mean, they force you to grow by pissing you off, and then you look at why you're pissed off. I have a feeling they'll be back. I have a feeling they're leaving, but you know damn well it's a temporary leave. You might want to shore up some ways to make it a little more, a little longer. I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like this is a very temporary leave. I don't think they're gone forever. Okay, what's read with the Chariot? They're part of your journey. They get on and off the bus here on the Soulmate Journey. All right. 5 swords. Yeah, it's bittersweet. Your connection with this person is bittersweet. I think you love this person and you hate this person. It's love-hate. I could put it that way. Instead of saying bittersweet, we could say love-hate. It's a love-hate relationship. It's someone, it feels like family to me. It feels like a family, high-level family soul connection. It does. Look at that little Page of Cups wanted to come out as the next card. It's love-hate. Anyway, that's probably the little granddaughter I was talking to. I never get to see the Page of Cups. Oh, fuck you. All right, it's Again, it's when I say a high level connection, you have the connection you have with the person. Think of it like an electrical circuit, right? Sometimes we have lighter connections or even high level connections like your runner or whatever, but the screws are loose that are holding in each side, so they and they short out every once in a while. This is well connected, is what I'm trying to say. It's a thick wire, it's a really strong connection, and everything is bolted and soldered in perfectly. Okay, so it is a solid connection. That's what I mean. You learn because this person pisses you off. The angrier you get, you're like the Hulk with learning. He gets stronger the angrier he gets. The more pissed off you get at this person, the more you learn. I think you learned a lot in this recent round. If this is future influence, God help you. How do you defeat this energy? How do I defeat this energy, Steve? Sometimes you tell us. Steve, help. How do we exclude them? You got to be immune to guilt trips, the heaviness of guilt trips. And you got to be careful that this person doesn't already, because you have this, all this aside, you'd probably tell them your secrets. But with a connection this good, you feel like you can really trust this person. You can, as long as they don't need to use the information. If they don't need to use the information, nobody will get it out of them. No amount of torture will work. But if they need to use it, it's a very self-serving energy. It's very selfish. If they need to use it, they will use it. That's why it's dangerous for them to have it. You catch my drift? It's a bit of that. How do you defeat? You just have to be able to deal with guilt and not tell them too many secrets. If you can get past the weight of guilt, how do you do that? Training, I suppose. The weight of guilt, it's heavy. It's on your back. The Hierophant with sticks and the witches. Try squats. I don't know. Leg presses, anything like that. You get your quads up. I don't know what else to tell you. If you can defeat the weight of guilt. But the most powerful weightlifter in the world can't defeat, couldn't defeat the guilt that I know my mother could leave. Let me tell you, that is, unless you're squatting 3,000 pounds, good luck, All right, that is your reading. I hope it was helpful. But the good news is, effortlessly, you rid yourself of this energy. Maybe, if this is future influence for you, you let them piss you off. The more pissed you get at this energy, the more irritated they make you. Right? The more you grit your teeth, I'd love to tell them to leave. Or I'd love to just tell them to fuck off. Right? The more angry you get, the more there is to learn. If you look inside, if you turn that anger inward and sort of look at it, just turn around and face it. There is a lot of learning for that. There really is. A lot of change can happen in your life. You may change your life because this person makes you angry about certain things. Maybe you have different beliefs than this person, right? And you listen to what they say and you get firsthand, you're like, oh my God, they're out of their fucking mind, right? Maybe that's the case, and it helps you shore up and feel better about your beliefs, whatever those are. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Take it for what it's worth to you. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck.